Very much. My name is Mark Morovich, and I'm the CEO and founder of ECB Vertiol. You ever drive down the highway and come to a construction site and see these guys spraying this green stuff on the sides of the slopes? That's the erosion and sediment control and revegetation industry, and that's the space that we are in. You see, when they have that construction site, soil is very difficult to grow vegetation on, and the typical response is to bring in topsoil at a high cost to get the vegetation to grow. What we've created is a product that sprays through that same machine as that green stuff, except it's black and it's got a high concentration of organics and microbial life in there. And what we can do is we can create that construction soil into topsoil and save our clients millions of dollars. We saved the government of Manitoba $250,000 on one wastewater lagoon pond where they didn't have to bring in topsoil and utilize our technology. It's been successful in northern Quebec with Hydro-Quebec. Manitoba Hydro has used it, and we've used it on oil and gas projects from Fort McMurray to Grand Junction, Colorado. It's been so successful that the largest American company in this space has come knocking on my door twice, offering to buy us out. My board and I have said, or passed on that opportunity because the runway for this project or product is just far too great. As a consequence, they have copied us and now are pouring millions of dollars into marketing into this category. And what has happened is that I'm starting to get calls from China, Peru, and Chile, and Mexico wanting our product because theirs isn't working. And that's why I came to the Manitoba Export Award, because I was looking for help. I was looking to say, how do I get my stuff into China? How do I get my stuff into these marketplaces? And I end up being here today. The coolest part about this, though, is besides saving our clients a ton of money, is we're helping the environment. Because when we grow construction site soils, we're starting to store carbon, breathe in CO2, release the O2, store the C. And millions of acres of government-controlled land has this opportunity to store more carbon. On top of that, great soils store water, helps mitigate downstream flooding. And in this poor soil, we have the ability to design the vegetation to help the bees and the pollinators on these millions of acres. So the next time you are traveling down the highway and you see some stuff being sprayed on the side of the road, note what's Canadian technology that makes this space in our world that much better. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Mark. Maybe I could kick it off with a first question for you. You did speak about your board of directors and about the offer that you've had to buy out the company and the reaction of the board and yourself to that offer. But we didn't hear a lot about the board itself or the team or the advisors you have supporting you. Can you tell us a bit about their expertise?
Yeah, so on my board, I have the CEO of Calm Air, Gary Bell. He brings just in that financing and the whole aspect of it. John Tukkanen, who's a 35-year CPA, and he's been in manufacturing for 35 years, so he's bringing that manufacturing accounting expertise to me. John Graham is on the Retail Council of Canada, works for them, so he kind of gives me the perspective of the marketing and the PR side of it. And Ralph Klanke, he's one of the, the 3Fs, friends, families, and fools of financing. So he's a friend, and he's a shareholder in that.
Thank you.
Yes, if I may, I didn't quite get exactly to who you sell actually directly, and what's your distribution, and what's the logistics involved moving all these bags of soil.
The distribution, so I go through distribution, people who sell the green stuff. They sell to the guys who own the machines that spray the green stuff. So we have distribution in Canada and in the Midwest of the US, and we sell through them. We sell by the truckload. Typically, anything less than a truckload of material doesn't really make it cost effective. The challenge that we have is that big company that's doing it, that's competing against, they're able to give out one pallet at a time to customers. So our challenge from a logistic point of view is how do we get, especially in new markets, if I'm going to export to China, it's better on a container than it is one pallet at a time. So that's our logistics challenge is following them to get the samples out to them.
Hi, great job, thank you. Can you tell us a little bit about the competition as you go into new markets in terms of Whom are you competing with? And how do you protect your IP?
The company that we compete against is a company called Profile Products out of Chicago. They're massive. They've got hundreds of salespeople. They're the ones who are the 800-pound gorilla that sell all that green stuff. And so they've got distribution channels and markets around the world and people around the world to be able to do and get this category up. They haven't copied me exactly in terms of what we have, in terms of what the technology is behind it, but they understood the category that I created and understood the value there. And so when they couldn't buy me out, they tried to create their own mix of microbes and all the stuff that goes in it, and are out there promoting it because, well, they just couldn't get mine. So, and I didn't patent it for one specific reason, is because you have to divulge everything that's in that patent. So I took a strategy of the 11 secret herbs and spices, or the Coca-Cola formula that's tucked away.